Hello and welcome to the Pilot Club. My name is Serge, Pilot Club 6, and today we are doing a charters virtual airline flight from Amarillo in Texas to Abilene, Texas. The flight's scheduled for about an hour and 30 minutes, and we're flying our trusty and beloved H145 by Airbus. Let's jump in the cockpit, and here we are. Get our head tracking going so we can open the door. We'll click something else here. Okay, here we go. We'll open our passenger door. Okay, today we got 4 passengers, so we'll put them in. There we go, 4, some bags. Take full fuel. Now my co-pilot here is my cat, Pumpkin. She's just chilling. Alright, so that sounds good. So we're tracking this through, obviously, Charters VA, which uses On Air. So we'll go ahead and get this tracking all set up and going. Alright, so we're all set except for payload, and that I'll need to calculate right quick. So let me go here. We'll turn the power on, and we'll turn anti-collision light on. Now the screen's going to go through its test and stuff. What we're waiting on here is the weight computation and the power-up test to be okay. While it's doing that, I do a little manual calculation here. We have 4 passengers, and 55 pounds of cargo, 735 is our payload, so we'll dial that in. And put the crew weight and fuel we already got full. We'll confirm that, and On Air should like it now. All green checks. So we'll go ahead and start tracking. So just FYI, what I'm using for this flight, as always, I'm using, in this case, HPG H145 add-on. FS 2020 is the sim. I'm using ForeFlight. That's separate on my tablet. I don't have that piped in for this video, but that's what I use for flight planning and tracking. And let's see what else we're using. We're going to be on VADSIM. We'll see what kind of ATC we have on. And that's about it. Alright, so we're good with that. We're tracking. Go back to the overhead. I'm going to turn on our prime pumps. I'm going to start engine 1. Oh, that's beautiful. By the way, the sounds that you hear were recorded from a real H145 pilot who is in the Pilot Club as well. He just did an amazing workshop for helicopters last week, so we'll look forward to more of those. Alright, so let's monitor, make sure we're doing okay here. By the way, our startup test is okay. Everything's looking good here. So we're going to go ahead and do the hydraulics test on system 1. Here we go. Alright. And then hydraulics test on system 2. Okay, that's looking good. We'll do our fire test.
Fire. Engine 1 fire.
And engine 2 fire test.
Fire. Engine 2 fire.
It's looking good. We'll start our second engine. And we'll go ahead and close the doors. May have to make our music a little louder. And we'll monitor. Everything's looking good. While we're here, let's dial in our weather at Amarillo. Winds of 350 at 16, gusting 23, visibility 10, clouds clear below 12. Our altimeter setting is 3027. We'll dial that in. and our decision height is going to be 200. And on our backup altimeter, we'll put 3027. Alright, that's looking good. We're going to go to Nav D on this display. I like to have it this way, and then on this, we're going to put our EMS. That looks good. Alright, let's go ahead and turn our standby battery on. Our avionics master is on.
Audio test.
We'll turn our lamp test as well. Anti-vibration for the passengers. Some ventilation for the passengers. That sounds good. Pitot heat on. Prime fuel pumps we can turn off. Transfer pumps on. Position light on, and emergency exits armed. And then we'll take a look at our lights. Yep, all the lights are on, looking good. So, and pre-flight test. And while that's doing, we'll go ahead and load our flight plan. We already got one in SimBrief, so import from SimBrief. While that's loading, we'll turn on all our autopilot systems. Alright, flight plan looks good. And here, Fort Worth Center, I think. That's what we're going to be on. Let me check. Nope, we're right outside of it, but we'll contact them in a little bit. So we'll throw it in the standby, and this one is 1228. 1, 2. What are we doing here?
Section 247.
Alright, here we go. So we have Fort Worth Center in our standby. We have Unicom in our primary. We're going to monitor 1215. And we are IFR, so that looks good. Make sure we got our defrosters on. Okay, we're looking good here. Yeah, we're about 50 miles from Fort Worth Center, so we have a little bit of time here. Now we'll go ahead and go to engines flight. Our altitude, we need to dial in to 7. So we make the call. Amarillo traffic, helicopter Pilot Club 6, taking off GA ramp for an IFR departure to the southeast, Amarillo. I guess we need to turn on our lights, strobes, and landing lights. Here we go. Give it some collective. There we go. And we're gonna go into hover. Oh, too much on the pedals. That's alright. Alright, 10 feet hover. Okay, we're looking good. So we'll go ahead and rotate to the north. Yeah, that looks good. We'll stop right about there. And let's go. Direct, PHN, activate, and then nav. And PHN is right there actually in front of us, so you can see it on the ground. That's the VOR, and we should be making a turn. It's kind of an interesting turn here. See how it manages it. Right there, we started our turn. Make sure we hit our Alt-A. That's beautiful. It's looking good. Where we just departed from. Everything seems to be going normal. We'll zoom out a little bit. And we'll catch that. Catch that flight plan. very good. We should be coming up to 7,000 now. Sorry. I'm having my nasal passages plugged up. So, all right. So about 30 miles from Fort Worth, we'll call. And what is a good view, or maybe plain view? Okay. So plain view is 50 miles. So 50 miles to the northeast of Plainview. I just want to get my coordinates here. Okay, let's take a look at what happened here. Okay, so we'll go VS just to get to our 7,000. Didn't quite get there. About 7, we'll do our altitude capture. Maybe just slightly above. Alright, that looks good. So we got our altitude capture, and now we can speed up incrementally. That's what we're going to do. Let's see what we look like out from the outside. Let me see. Looking great. All right, so we can speed up some more. We're about 25 miles from when we're going to contact ATC. By the way, let's tune in and make a last call for Amarillo. Amarillo traffic, helicopter pilot club 6, 8 miles to the southeast. Leaving the area, last call, Amarillo. And then we'll switch and we'll monitor Fort Worth. Oh, Fort Worth Center signed off. Oh. Oh well, we back on Unicom we go. Turn off our landing light. got good tailwind here, so we're making good progress here. Let me see if we can do 130. Yep, that's possible. "20 knots tailwind, we'll take it." So we're making 160 ground speed. That's decent. Let me look at this here. I will leave it on auto update. Great flight. Let's look around. Great state of Texas. It's looking good. Pumpkin certainly seems to like the ride. I'm going to leave you guys with this beautiful view for a few minutes. I'll be back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Looks like we're making good progress. We have about an hour left in our flight. It's looking good. Let's go ahead and plug in our next. Actually, this one's DME. It's probably. Let me see if I can plug that in. Frequency is 1145. And then we'll plot it here and here. Too far from that signal still, but we'll have it here. And let's look at our weather in Abilene. Winds are 360 at 16. Gusting to 23. Visibility is 10 miles. Clouds, sky clear. Temperature is 14. Altimeter 3017. Alright. So we'll probably go direct GA ramp, but we'll take a look at the runways as well. In the next videos, I'll try to incorporate the iPad with ForeFlight for you on the screen so you can see it. Just have to figure out a way how to pipe that in. So I'm looking at the airport, 2 runways, and looks like Abilene is landing 35s. So we'll take 35 left just to have it in the box. And that procedure for 35 left. I lied, we're going to take 35 right. From TQA. Let me set that up in ForeFlight. Just to have it in there. 35 right. And we'll punch it in the box here as well. Kind of far away still to do that, but we can change it if we need to. So our approach is going to be 35. Oops. ILS 35 right. And our transition is TQA. Alright, that looks good. We're going to load this approach. There it is. And since we're flying IFR today, we might as well shoot that approach. We get the plate ready. So it's 1110.3. We'll have that at standby. And our decision altitude is 1976. We got that in. Alright, that's looking good. And we'll go back here to see if there's any ATC that came on. It's not looking that way though. Well, Albuquerque is on, but we're almost out of their space, so no need to contact them. Houston's on, Albuquerque's on, and we're right in the middle with Fort Worth, Arctic, and they're not on. That's alright. Let's see if I take you through the cabin here. Whoa, alright. That gentleman's enjoying his iPad. We got some people there, and I guess this is a better view. Back in the cockpit. It's a really great helicopter, H145. Really well done. It's a pleasure to fly. Got about another hour in flight. So after GTH, Guthrie. After Guthrie, we'll go direct to our initial approach fix on the ILS, which is Tuscola VOR. 1116, okay. And we'll shoot our ILS 35 right. Looks good. Let's look at some systems here. Everything's looking good. Back to NAVD. Have a good amount of fuel here. That's why on every flight I take full fuel. Never know what's going to happen. Let's enjoy the views here. Go outside right quick. Very noisy outside, of course. Let's see what we can do here on the iPad. We do have our checklist here. Before landing procedure, we can get that ready on screen. It's not a very difficult helicopter to fly, and it's a fun helicopter, and just about everything is modeled. Not everything's modeled accurately, I'm being told, but fairly decent, I would say. I think after the latest sim update, which was sim update 14, I believe, the atmospherics and weather transitions have been improved. Definitely could see the difference, especially during the sunset or sunrise. The colors were tweaked, so it does look good. As far as the atmospherics. Well, while we're in cruise here, I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about the Pilot Club. If you're not familiar, the Pilot Club is a flight simulation community for flight sim enthusiasts. And if you go to thepilotclub.org, you'll find lots of things going on there. We got our TPC Hangar, that's our weekly video podcast where you can learn about things going on that week. Of course, we have our blog, lots of good information there. We have our giveaway going on. Our company perks program has been great. We have lots and lots and lots of flights for you to fly every week. Here are all the reasons why you should join. We are part of the Flight Sim community and an official VATSIM partner. Very proud of that. We have our virtual airline as well. It's optional. Here are our numbers right now. We do have a fair number of in real life pilots. We have a good number of VATSIM air traffic controllers and a couple of real life traffic controllers. And we are an ATO, authorized training organization, so you want to get your flight sim training for free with us, you can head over to the website and check it out. You can get your P ratings with VATSIM. You can learn about ATC communication, aircraft operation, flight essentials or fundamentals, and more. So here is our virtual airline that I've mentioned before, TPC charters, and this airline gives you a purpose for your flights. We utilize on-air platform, and every day is an adventure when you fly with TPC charters. All kinds of cool things going on there. We have the Top Gun monthly award. We have quarterly events going on. We have ongoing events here. And just to let you know, top pilots fly for charters. Yes, indeed. All right, we got members picks section here. Pretty neat. Very cool pictures. We do have our monthly screenshot contests. And I already mentioned our weekly video podcast. We're also able to offer a couple of partner discounts to TPC members. That's pretty neat. And we got some merch. If you want to support the club and represent, we got some shirts, hoodies, cups, stickers, glasses, all kinds of cool things. Check that out. And of course, we are super happy to work with all of these partners right here. It's great to be part of the Flight Sim community. We have VATSIM, of course, as our official partner, Sky Blue Radio. We have Flight Simulation Association, Flight Insight, VAT USA as well, FS Academy, Bravo 737, Avi Nation, the Corporate Pilot Dad, YouTube channel and the Corporate Pilot Corporate Pilot Guys podcast. Highly recommend it. We have ASA Virtual as our partner, flightsim.com, and some of the Arctics on VATSIM, New York Arctic, Houston Arctic, Seattle Arctic, Cleveland Arctic, Atlanta Arctic, and LA Arctic. We also partners with Arkansas, the annual stall competition, as well as Rocky Mountain Midair. Let's see what else we have. I already talked about our virtual airlines. We have our liveries. I think right now we got about 40 of them, so you can represent the club for many different different aircrafts. We have special event liveries, and then we have member submitted liveries for different sims, and really neat. Our group flight schedule, so these are all the group flights that we do every week. GA Tuesday is weekly. Bush Wednesday is now monthly. We have Flying Thursday weekly, FNO weekly. World Tour is monthly, so is Challenge Flight. Sunday Fun Days weekly, and our Discovery flights are monthly. So big thing is our training. There's our training hub here. You have our flight school. We have our Flying Essentials course you can take, and we have the helicopter basics course as well. And we do support the VATSIM First Wings program as well. Here's our dispatch with all the flights going on. You can kind of take a look and get all the info that you need for the flight and join us. So that's the Pilot Club. Alright, time to pay attention to the flight. It felt like I've been talking for a long time, but it's only been 10 minutes, so we have another hour of flying. So let me see if I can speed up a little bit. Still get decent tailwind here. Still about 20 knots tailwind, so that's fine. We're right there on the edge. I mean, we did have full fuel and we have 4 passengers, so we're pretty heavy. Matter of fact, we'll look here. Here's our total weight right now, 6,400 pounds. All right, while we're looking at this here, let's look at our approach. So we'll go back here, pull up our chart. Here's our plate coming into Abilene, taking ILS 35 right. Our frequency is 1110.3. We have that in standby. Final approach course of 355 degrees. Decision altitude is 1976, and we got that punched in right here. Might as well read the missed approach here, get hip to that. If missed, we're going to climb to 3,300, then right turn to 4,000, direct. Tommy, LOM, let me look where that's at. Right turn. And hold. Okay. So, tome key. Is the final approach fix. Okay. Alright, no problem. Our glide slope intercept altitude is 3,600. Alright, anywho, we're going to be coming into this ILS from TQA VOR. 52 degrees course to intercept. Alright, that looks good. Good enough. So we just kind of got hip to that a little bit so we know what's going on. Yeah, look at that, Texas. Everything's flat. We're just flying. Amarillo. Where did we fly from? We flew from Pueblo Memorial. Just coming in. All flatlands. We did all our mountain flying on this what's called coast to coast flight, and essentially it's flying coast to coast of the United States, probably about 10 legs or so. And yeah, it's been fun. We're on leg 5, I think. Let me look. Yep, we're on leg 5. This is the Pilot Club Discord, by the way. So here's the coast to coast thread. Yep, so here's my coast to coast westbound. Oh, 13 legs. 14 legs, really? Okay. Alright, very good. So we've made our turn now, and we can go direct to QA at this point. Verified TQAs. It's good to go here. Direct to QA. It's about 95 miles, 30 minutes. Yep, that looks right. Yep, everything's looking good still. Very uneventful flight, and that's how I like it. And it's funny, last flight I did just this morning, again coming into Amarillo, was a big front that came through with heavy rains and turbulence and all of that, and the controller told me about it and said, hey, we got this cell in front of you, what do you want to do? And initially, and I saw it in the distance, initially I wanted to maybe go lower a little bit, went as low as I could, obviously with controller's authorization, and still was coming in with kind of a bad weather. Matter of fact, I think I have a screenshot here to show you. Yep, here it is. So here's the bed cell right here. You can see kind of an opening here. That's where I was trying to kind of go around that and to the west to land. And this is what it looked like on 750. So here's the cell. Here's my flight plan. I wanted to kind of deviate a little bit around. Albuquerque Center was great to help out with that, but again, you can see in the distance this strong cell right here, and a little opening right there, and kind of try to shoot through it. Yeah, sort of worked with it. Was still in the soup. But flying today on this flight is beautiful. It's very easy flying here, enjoyable. You can see Pumpkin's enjoying it, looking out the window. Very smooth ride. What are we passing here? To our right. Oh, that is the town of Guthrie. Like 5 streets there. All good. Yeah, we're keeping our speed pretty good. We actually picked up even better tailwind of about 25 knots, so we're 135 indicated, and we're just about 170 ground speed, so that's great. Just love the tailwinds. Not for landing though, but just for cruise. Want to show you some other views here. Oh, nice. We have the rotor view. A couple of these views, but they kind of weird. They're very distorted. Of course, we have the this is the co-pilot view. There's the pilot view. co-pilot view. Now the pilot view seems to be a little more zoomed in. Nope. Let's see. Yeah, this one's a little more up, looking down. Yeah, I use this view here for landing, just to kind of get a little higher. That's it. And well, we'll continue our uneventful but fun flight, and I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Yeah, it was kind of a weird thing here. My on-air tracking wasn't on. We're back in it now, but kind of weird. It stopped working there, but we're back on now. Just restarted it again, and hopefully it's not going to quit on us anymore. All right, back in a few minutes. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Getting the captain seat. How we doing? We doing well? We got about 30 minutes. Make sure the weather's still good. Yep, weather's still okay. 3020 is our altimeter. We'll set that. And just so you guys know, you'll see me changing some things. Like, for example, I'm doing the range on the map right now without using the mouse. So I have a Behringer X-Touch Mini controller to which I have mapped a multitude of things, usually the autopilot things and cockpit instruments, interactions and things. So I have all that I'm able to control from the hardware. That makes it much easier to fly, especially on bad sim. Like, let me zoom in here. I can turn my heading knob, and you see the heading knob turning. I can center it. There it is, centered. Move it again, center it. This way, centered, so I can dial in the heading, press a button and go into heading mode, all from the hardware panel that I have in front of me in my sim setup. See if I can show you a picture. We have a channel here on Discord for setups. Yeah, I don't have it here. Here's the controller I was talking about. So as you can tell, I have a lot of functions mapped, and it has the rotary knobs. So you can dial in your heading, altitude preset, flight level change, your vertical speed. Turn on and off your autopilot, flight director. This is set up for CJ4, so it has some of the CJ4 specific things like the reference menu, navigation switch. Here's where you can send your altimeter, knobs for moving through things, maps and such. It has two banks, Bank A and Bank B. Bank B, as you can see the underlined things. I can turn all my lights and I can make them brighter on displays, the panel, the dome, turn on my beacon navigation, all those types of things. And I do use it for H145 as well. And I also use this here box. It's not the best, but it does the job for GA stuff, and for the time being I use it as a collective for the H145. Here's my sim setup. So as I'm sitting in this flight here, I got my rudder pedals, I got my sight stick. I use that for mostly everything, whether it has the yoke or not. I use the sight stick. Of course, I used to fly A319 for a long time, so very used to the sight stick. I have my ForeFlight on this tablet. That's an iPad, and then I have Touch Portal. It's now in a horizontal position. I have it here to control a lot of things. Of course, the Thrustmaster throttle quadrant, I use that for CJ4 and other jets. The Behringer is right here. Got my trim wheel. It is now on starts off of here. You don't see the throttle box. I didn't have it at the time, but the throttle box is here. And then the trim wheel is for GA aircraft is here as well. That was a present from my wife. And then I have this cool unit from James, TPC6. He made this for me with a TPC logo on top, and that is a GA panel with ignition, battery, and all kinds of switches in there behind. Really, really nice. My computer's right here. I got my, I don't know, 32-inch monitor, I think, and my Tobii 5 head night tracker right there. So actually pretty cool. I was able to find the picture there on Discord. Alright, I'm kind of a little bit paranoid about on air quitting on me again, but we should be good now. Alright, so we are about, I don't know, 35 miles from TQA. That's our initial approach fix on the ILS 35 right. Kind of a funky turn there a little bit, so we'll see how the aircraft will do it. Then we'll switch manually. I think we'll switch manually to the ILS. We'll switch CDI here, but we have it dialed in here. 111030. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and switch that. 111030. There's our ILS. We're not picking it up yet because we're too far from it. But we'll pick it up, and I think we need to be there at about or above 3600. So what we'll do is we'll dial in 3600. So right there, 3660, that's above. We're pretty good with that. So all we have to do is activate Alt-A. Of course, H145 doesn't have VNAV, so we'll have to kind of play it by ear now. On ForeFlight, I have information there. It tells me what my descent to destination should be in feet per minute, so we'll dial that in right now. Now Abilene elevation is about 1800 feet and pattern altitude is 2800 feet, so just keep that in mind. Looking good still. We got plenty of fuel. We can see here in the gauge, and our fuel here gives us our weight here as well. That's great. And our fuel at destination. So in 13 minutes we should be at TQA to start our ILS 35 right approach. Still no ATC. Let's zoom that in a little bit. As we get closer to TQA, we'll activate approach right here, and that'll take us to, we're already direct TQA, but that'll activate the approach for us. It's been pretty good so far today with no stutters. On the flight this morning I had quite a few stutters over the airport, which kind of made me scared a little bit because I was about to land. So not sure what those stutters are about. Getting good performance though. Yeah, of course, it doesn't show me right now. Alright. Zoom in a little bit to our approach, to our map. And I like having this map. I think it's called NavD map. Kind of gives you an idea of places you're passing. It also gives this box with all kinds of good information there. Of course, on top it gives you your miles to next fix, your ground speed, your true air speed. Of course, indicated you get here. Gives you, again, here distance to destination, your headings, information from the top as well, your ETA at destination in local time. Yep. And then here actually we can put our local time as well. 16:32 42, that says 10 minutes. I don't know. Yeah, not sure how that works. Anyways, pretty neat, pretty neat.
Destination ATIS is 118.25.
Alright, we're 25 miles from TQA now. And when we get a little closer, we'll start making our calls. Again, we don't have any ATC at the moment. Alright, so now if you can see here, ILS signal we're picking up now, we're 17 miles from the ILS, from the localizer. So we got this showing here as well as here, so that's pretty good. And when we're inside of 10 miles from TQA, we'll arm the approach, or activate the approach rather. These 750 units are wonderful, by PMS 50. So many things you can do with it. It's great to have them. Really, really great units. Let's see what else we can talk about. Well, I'm gonna do the instrument landing, ILS landing. Don't judge my methods. You'll see maybe some things that you may be doing differently. I'm also gonna rely on automation during my final approach and landing. And, we'll see how that goes. And sometimes I go manual, sometimes I leave some automation in just to help me. Of Of course, a lot of times I just land direct GA ramp, so I come in and hover and then just land. This one, you know, if we had ATC, I probably would have canceled IFR and went VFR and did a visual landing, but no ATC. We'll just stick with IFR there. It's interesting here we have this seam right here where satellite picture is different color, and I actually like this brownish one. I think it looks more realistic, especially in the winter. I do have the Seasons by Bijan add-on installed, and that gives the trees really correct color according to the seasons, but I think this is just a where they stitched the satellite imagery, and if you look at let me see here, if you look here, it's more brown and more wintry looking, and here's is more on this side is more green, and you can see if you look at the highways, they're green in some areas too, and that's obviously not correct, but on this side they're correct, so that looks better to me. By the way, we're passing on our left the town of Abilene, and this is an airfield here. It's Abilene Air Force Base, so military installation. Alright, it's time for me to make my radio call. Abilene traffic, helicopter pilot club 6, 10 miles to the west, inbound ILS 35 right from TQA. We're at 7,000 currently, Abilene. Alright, we made our calls. And we're almost inside the 10 miles here. We'll activate our approach. There it is. What we'll do is, once we get to TQA and we'll make that left turn, I think this approach calls for a reverse course. We're not going to do that, we're just going to go straight there, so if we're able. So we'll go ahead and start our descent to 3600 now. And we actually passed the airport on the left there. I didn't see it. Somewhere around there. Albuquerque, okay. And we'll turn on our head tracking again so we can look at things. Let's throw our landing lights on. throw our chart on. Here we are coming in. Yep, this approach definitely has the reverse course. Like I said, we're just gonna go straight from TQA, making a left turn, and here we are making that left turn. Increase the rate of descent.
Last journey in 1.5 miles.
Yep, so that's going to be a good intercept there. Put this on heading mode. So now we're on heading mode. We're going to change our nav source to ILS. Here it is. And we're going to change it, change it here to VLOC. And we need to be at 3600 for this intercept. Above 3600, we can do that. So ILS is tuned in here, good to go. Once we see this needle start to move, we'll switch back to nav to intercept. And we can probably slow down a little bit. See the vertical guidance, we're okay. There's the airport right there. Adjust our angle just a little bit. Alright, what's going on with our localizer? There it is, it's starting to come in. Here we go. And we just intercepted the localizer. It started to come in kind of late. It's alright, we'll adjust.
Last journey in 1.6 miles.
Yep, so we flew through the localizer, but it didn't start coming in. And we got our glide slope and localizer green. So we're tracking. Go ahead and slow down. Abilene traffic, Helicopter Pilot Club 6, 2-mile final, 35 right, full stop, Abilene. And then here, let's go and what are we doing? Yep, we need an airport chart. Probably should have had that. We're going to park at the FBO, or land at the FBO rather. Yeah, well, we slowed down enough. It's looking great. Take some screenshots for the Discord. It's tracking pretty well. So normally I would take the autopilot out here, but what I'll do is let the automation do some of this work here. Again, 35 right, so it's a long way here. And what you'll see, you'll see the glide slope change to altitude, and it's going to hold altitude. Sim is looking fantastic. We're at 60. We'll stay with that for a while. So we should exit probably on D1. We'll try to exit on D1. So 180 feet. That's our decision altitude. We're going to continue. So you'll see, just slow down a little bit. You'll see it'll probably stay at 100 feet, I think. It'll switch to altitude. Hold. Anytime now.
Approaching runway 355.
Alright, there we go. So altitude hold at 60 feet.
Enter runway 355. 7,100 feet remaining.
It's kind of neat to be able to do that. So the aircraft will fly itself. We're going to take D1. This is D2. Slow down a little bit. Again, 60 feet. That's fantastic. Still following the localizer. Gonna make the corrections. I think we need a little more speed here for that. And on to Delta. Alright, so here's Delta 1. Abilene traffic, Helicopter Pilot Club 6, exiting runway 2. or 3-5 right on Delta 1, Abilene. Alright, here we go. Whoop, sorry. Wrong button. Okay. This is manual flying. Alright, so we're on Delta. And actually, we don't need the speed here now. I think we'll need to keep going here. Whoa, okay. Got into that ring state. FBO is right here. Alright, not my best landing here, but we'll do it. Hover mode. Why are we in VS? I think we got our spot. Gonna land right here. Excuse me. camera. Hard to tell where I need to go. Maybe I go next to that airplane. No, that's the terminal. Yeah, I think we'll go right here. Right there, at the end of that line. That's about right to me.
Landing time logged.
All right. Put the engines to idle. Landing and strobes are off. Turn our emergency exit. Veto. And transfer fuel pumps. Alright, let's see how we did. I mean, this was a bit painful, but okay. I mean, not super bad. And of course, we knew we were going to be a little bit off the line because we didn't see it in the bottom window. Alright, so engines to off. Pretty good.
Engine off time logged. The flight is finished. It has been monitored by On Air.
So, an hour and 37... an hour and 37 minutes flight. Our landing was at 2300 Zulu. And we go here. We'll go ahead and open our doors for our passengers. Now we can turn off the rest of our lights. Our ventilation can go off. Standby battery off. Avionics masters off. And power off. Take some screenshots for that there too. And let's look at our statistics. So, good landing. didn't expect our taxi speeds. Fuel is good. Pitch was good. Max bank, good. G's were good. Got a couple of bonuses here. Comfort bonus, safety bonus, aircraft handling. Did pretty well. We did pretty well. Actually, I didn't take a screenshot. Let me see if I can take a screenshot. We can close that. Disconnect from our ForeFlight and disconnect from VATSIM. Well, I hope you enjoyed this flight with me, and we'll see you next time. In the meantime, don't forget to check out thepilotclub.org. See you in the skies.